Hello and welcome to Game 3 of Mind versus Luxury in the World Cyber Games Korea Tournament. And this is the deciding game. This is a best of three, folks. So the winner of this game, this particular game, will be continuing on to the Final Four of the World Cyber Games Korea Tournament. And that is a big deal considering the fact that three players go to the World Cyber Games for Korea. So if you get into the top four, you've got a pretty good chance of making it to the World Cyber Games. So this is there's a lot riding on this game in that sense. Uh, Either one of these, I mean, basically, whoever goes to the World Cyber Games from Korea is basically, well, generally guaranteed a spot on the podium, gold, silver, or bronze in the World Cyber Games StarCraft tournament. It's grand finals between all the top players from lots of countries all over the world. But Korea is so dominant in this field because they're. I mean, it's like the dream team of basketball from the United States going to the Olympics and just owning everyone and pay no attention to the 2004 Olympics here. Yeah, I guess last year was kind of like the 2004 Olympics, where the world was shocked when the Koreans were ousted from numbers 2 and 3, and in the same way the American basketball team I think took bronze in the 2004 Olympics, and so now they're calling this year's Olympic basketball team the Redeem Team because they were the dream team before, and now they're trying to make up for the fact that they actually lost and got bronze before due to lack of practice as a team in general. So anyway, so this year the Koreans are going to be gunning for those top three spots, really, really hardcore. Last year it was Stork, Hwashin, and Savior, and Savior ended up getting beaten by a Chinese player named PJ, and then the bracket didn't work out correctly, and Stork beat Hwashin in the quarterfinals. And so Stork was the only Korean to advance to the finals. He did end up winning the finals, but they usually take the top three spots, and they didn't last year. So this year, some people think, oh well, this year there's some really good foreign players that are going, and they might take some games and might even take World Cyber Games Korea. I think this year is going to be more like the Redeem Team, where they're going to come back and just hose the competition this year. Last year we did have Savior, who was basically in a slump at that point. He was kind of going into his slump around the World Cyber Games, and so he was not playing his best. Both players scouting correctly, by the way. It looks like Mind is actually going to even see this Overlord. Oh, he might not have seen that Overlord. No, actually, but he's going to scout the right direction anyway. He's going to see what's going on. Yeah. So my main point was that, Luxury doesn't know where Mind is yet. He's actually sending out a drone to find out where Mind is. And that's a little unfortunate. His Overlord is almost to Mind's expansion there. Mind, yeah, okay, now he sees it, I think, and he's bringing his drone back. He must have seen an SCV, so I'm not sure what his Overlord is doing exactly there. He's trying to spot the base. Anyway, well, I mean, I obviously know what he's trying to do, but anyway, pull up for Luxury, sending out some links here. He does have that Overlord in his base. I don't think he's even quite spotted that barracks yet, so he's looking around like, where the heck is Mind? Mind building his building's kind of back there, not putting it near the ramp or anything like that to block. And so now Mind has scouted the pool or what have you, and the link's coming his way. So he's put several SCVs on his ramp with that Marine in order to stop those Zerglings. That should be plenty. I think Luxury saw that, so hopefully he's not going to produce too many links. He's got to know that Mind is prepared for this. And is going to be able to deal with these early Zerglings pretty easily. And it looks like, yes, he has, in fact, delayed making more lings. He's going for some economy instead right now. He is probably going to imagine what we can see, which is that Mind has decided to make that command center up on top of his base. Now Mind actually moving out here with, and he did have that Overlord over there. He may have seen the single barracks and not seen any other barracks over with that single barracks, so maybe that also might be a clue to him. Second barracks is going up now, but that's pretty standard after getting that command center going. You want to try and get your Marines going, start pumping those out. Luxury, like I said, in the meantime, going for a lot of economy. I think that's a good decision on his part. Now that he's kind of fallen, I mean, he went for a quick pull, and that's kind of a risk. I think it was if it would have worked out a lot better. I think if Mind had not spotted him first, but because Mind spotted him, he was able to put those SCVs on his ramp and make those lings basically uh, uh, pointless for the moment. I guess not pointless, but he wasn't able to get any returns from that investment. So it's good that he switched over to economy, and that's something that actually we've seen Luxury do a lot. That's kind of his standard build lately against Protoss or versus Terran, is to go for basically kind of an early pool. I actually wasn't paying attention to how many drones he had when he did that pool, but usually he does like a 9 pool, and then he'll switch into an economy build after that 9 pool. So it works out pretty well. It puts some early pressure on your opponent, and you know, get them to build a little defense and be a little defensive, and then you can switch straight over an economy, and you really don't lose a lot in the long run from doing that. So well done by him. Unfortunately, again, in this instance, Mind defended it perfectly. Mind not feeling any of the pressure. He just put a few SCVs over there. Did not deviate his build at all. Did not lose any economy at all. So I think Mind has the advantage here. And a Hydralisk Den going down with the Spire for Luxury. So Luxury, it looks like Luxury's going to go and basically try and skip Mutalisks altogether. I think maybe I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking here. He's going to try and delay, possibly with Zerglings or something. He does have a pretty decent economy going with those 3 bases, but he's going to be in trouble if Mind pushes out, which he's doing at this very moment. Mind pushing out, doesn't even have... Okay, there's the first medics coming out here. Probably Firebats to follow, and so he's probably Mind's going to rally his troops over by Luxury's a natural base. Wait for the Firebat, I would imagine, if we're going in, since there are 2 Sunkens going to be there. Actually, only 1 Sunken... But he's going to have to wait for those medics, so there's going to be 1.5 Sunkens up by that point. But let's see if he goes in or not. If he has Stimpaks upgraded, which he probably does, he may actually go in with all those Marines right now. Since there's only 1 Sunken, he is going in. The second Sunken pops at just the right moment for Luxury. Barely in time. Luxury going in. Luckily for him, there aren't any Firebats. Lings going in. I think there's just too many Marines at this point. Some of his Zerglings falling back. If he'd sent in those Zerglings that he had in the field at first, he would have slaughtered that force immediately. But he didn't. They're going to have to... Well, actually, it looks like that there's no consequence there. But Speedling's able to chase down those Marines pretty easily. So Luxury defends Mind's first push. And, you know, I think part of that is because Mind he didn't wait for... You know, a Firebat or anything like that, but I think if he waited for a Firebat, there only would have been one extra Sunken up there. It doesn't look like he's even produced any Firebats here. He's still going to be waiting for Mutalisks here. He's got Comsat actually, so he may know that there's no Spire. He may see that den. If he sees that den, then he's got to know what's going on. But you know, there's 3 different places that Luxury could have that Spire. So you know, it's not. He could have used his 2 Comsats on 2 bases and still not be sure if there was a Spire or not. There's another Comsat going off on the front door, so he's got to... Oh no! Luxury getting a couple lurkers caught out in the field, popping out. If they had popped a moment later, that would have been horrible for Luxury, because then those Marines would have been able to pick those lurkers off completely instead of just damaging that one as it ran away. Good move by Luxury to pull those lurkers out really quick, saving those lurkers. And now things looking pretty bad for Mind, because usually, I mean, the Mutalisks are just a method of delaying the Terran until you can get out lurkers or other higher tech or things like that, unless you're going for some kind of a Guardian build. But so Luxury has managed to pull this off with a defense with just a handful of Lings at his front door with some Sunkens, and he's gotten lurkers out already, and Mind is in horrible position right here. We haven't seen his base much lately, so I'm not sure if he's anywhere near science vessels or not. But Luxury definitely has map control. He definitely has a containment. Oh, Luxury going in here with a ton of lurkers, and oh, just absolute slaughter there. That bunker is going to go down very, very quickly. I think Mind is going to go out of this tournament here. Lurkers going off everywhere, and Mind doesn't have science vessels. He only has those 2 Comsat stations. They're low on energy, and I don't even know if he has any energy for Comsat right now, because he's having to fall back. Oh, all those SCVs on the ramp. Oh, slaughter. Absolute SCV slaughter. They would have been a lot better, you know, they would have been better off attacking each other in the corner by the minerals than running off that ramp. And now Luxury has taken Mind's expansion here. Mind is in horrible position. He doesn't have tanks. He needs tanks and science vessels right now to deal with this. It looks like he does have that tech out, but it's just not in time. It's just not quite in time. And mine, GG's. He didn't even have his science facility up yet, so it was going to be a while until he had vessels. He just lost one of his ComSat stations. His other ComSat station was out of energy. So GG to Luxury. Luxury known for his Zerg versus Terran and showing what he's made of here. I was a little concerned after that kind of well, I gotta say, week 4 pool. You gotta give him handed to him for having the guts to do a 4 pool on a 4-player map, but he pulled it off quite well with the drone scout and everything, and coming out with very good style with a nice little lurker rush in game 3 to take the win. So congrats to him. We'll see him in the round of 4. Thanks for listening.